So today we got a new knife set in from Amazon Prime. There was a special Prime deal on this, so I'll provide a affiliate link for those of you Prime members down below. You can click the link, and if you're lucky, you might just get $70 off. That's how I got these. So these knives only cost me about $109, I believe. I'd have to go double check my bill, but I am super excited about this. I did talk about this a little bit with Chris Cooks in Nashville about what types of knives to buy. He did send me a link. I looked at it. It looked a little bit pricey to me, so I went with a little bit more inexpensive type version. And there's only a couple features on these knives that's slightly different than the other knives that I saw. Now, before these knives even arrived, the company itself sent me an email directly because I just purchased a product from them that they really stand behind, and I appreciate that. They sent me an email that told me exactly how to take care of these knives, and it gave me some basic instructions on how to clean them, how to care for them, and what to do, what not to do type stuff. But I'm looking forward to replacing these knives. These are made in China. They're a pretty well-known company. They're kind of a budget type kitchen knife. Some of these odds and ends here are slightly damaged. This is one of my most used knives here, and you can see how the finish comes off here completely. Now, the reason why I wanted to replace these knives in the first place is because of the handles. They're hollow. I don't like that. And there's a couple other things about these knives that I don't particularly like. And that, for one, is these serrated edges right here. And since I'm doing the carnivore diet, I wanted specific knives that didn't have these serrated edges on it because I don't like the way that these serrated edges tear up the meat. So hopefully we can retire these knives and get into something much better. Now, first of all, let's just take a look at the box itself. It comes in a very nice box. The entire box is shrunk wrapped. We have the logo Go Beyond here on the backside, and then when we spin it around, it says Knife Saga. Flip it on the bottom, there is nothing down here, nothing on this side, and over here we have a QR code, and I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but I'm pretty sure if you scan it, you could find out. So let's get this box opened and see exactly what's inside, because I'm pretty anxious about this one. Okay, we're gonna lay this box down flat just like this to get it open, and there we go. Wow, that was hard to open. I'm gonna pop this open. Little piece of cardboard fell out. Not a big deal. And the first thing I'm greeted with is this little tiny envelope. Let's check this out and see what's inside here. Oh, very cute. Yes, it is their user's manual. And it probably has a lot of the same basic information that their email provided me. Yes, the secret to longevity of a high quality knife. Avoid putting it in the dishwasher. Number one thing to remember when dealing with high quality knives, or even these crappy, made in China type kitchen knives, you don't want to be throwing them into your dishwasher and letting them clang around. You don't just toss them into the sink and just soak them in a big giant pile. It damages the blades. It makes them darn near impossible to sharpen over time. So yeah, just avoid the dishwasher at all points. Now, it does give some basic sharpening instructions. Hold the knife at a 15 to 20 degree angle and move it in a controlled motion along the rod. And it gives you some basic information right there on the card. Wow, these people really go above and beyond with their product here. So we have a lifetime warranty at Knife Saga. We believe each knife has a life of its own. We offer a lifetime warranty on our products. If you have any issues, please contact us, and it gives the website right down below. And they even give you a cute little VIP card. How neat. This is putting thought and effort into your product, and it's also showing me that you care a little bit about the person on the receiving end, even if it is your more inexpensive version. We'll see what's in here. So we have a little tiny box that says it contains knives, sharp knives, handle with care. How do I get this one open? There we go. All right, everything as far as the contents that should be going into the block should be right here. And I can go through the process and get these out, but first look, I am already happy. That is gorgeous. Wow, that's absolutely beautiful knife, and it's exactly what I was looking for. This is solid. So that means the knife itself, the metal, goes all the way down through. It's riveted right here in these key points. It's got some pretty writing on the side. It's got their logo right there. I mean, very, very nice. And this is the X3 Pro version. high carbon stainless steel. It comes with these nice little safety guards to keep yourself from poking yourself. And yeah, let me get these all out and laid out and see what we have here. All right, so here's everything that we have in the box. We have these wonderful scissors. They also have potential, could be considered a nut cracker there, or could be used as a grip type device for putting on, you know, let's say bottle caps or trying to open beer bottles or something like that. I don't know if these come apart. A lot of the other types of, nope, these don't. So there is a screw here that attaches these two. They do not feel like they come apart, but the handle is extremely comfortable to use compared to other random off-brand type scissors. And the feeling, it feels great. I mean, that feels really nice. So if you need to cut through bones, you know, the joint or something like that, I think these will work really well. If you have some really tough tendons or anything like that in your meat products you're looking to cut through, you could cut through that as well. Or if you're just looking to shear up little pieces of vegetables, you could absolutely use these for that. Now we do have a really nice knife sharpener here. This is what I will use. I will not be saving any of the old knives that I have, and we're just going to get rid of all of that to a donation center here shortly. Now we do have the utility knife, and they were nice enough to put some wording on that to let you know. Now the only problem I might have is seeing how hard or easy it is to get this sticker off, and does it leave any residue, because that's a pet peeve of mine. So far so good. It doesn't look like it leaves much residue, and it looks like it'll wash off just fine in the first initial wash. Now one of my favorite knives in my other collection, the cheaper version that I have over there, is just these little paring knives. And the reason why I like the paring knife is because when I'm cutting steak or other types of random meats, it has a nice clean edge to it. And that's the #1 reason why I bought these knives over the other knives, is because I wanted that nice clean edge on a steak knife, but I also wanted a knife that was a little bit bigger. But the handle on this little paring knife is really, really good. I mean, I can get a good grip on this, and I could take care of whatever I want. I can maneuver it around. Now we also have the boning knife. This is beautiful. Now the weight and the balance is something I'm noticing immediately, is that I can just hold these knives, and the only real difference that I could notice from these and the more expensive version is the more expensive version has a little pinky type catch right here. It's just a little bump, and it's just something to help you, you know, when you're doing delicate motions and stuff like that. It just helps you glide by holding your pinky right there, and these are just straight off the back. That doesn't bother me at all, because especially considering the price point was exactly where I wanted it to be. So, and these are our steak knives. This is the #1 reason why I wanted to buy this knife set compared to these right here. It's because I wanted to get away from the serrated edge on the old cheap versions, because I don't like this right here. It creates a sawing type motion when you're trying to make a nice careful cut through meat. I don't want it to saw through the meat. I'm not cutting bread. If I want to cut bread, I'll use a bread knife. That's what bread knives are for. It's for cutting bread, and that's the reason why they have these nice little teeth. But as you can see here, that is an incredibly sharp edge on a bread knife. Now this is probably one of my more favorite knives that I used to like to use. They have these little divots here, and it makes it really nice for when you're cutting things like cheeses, especially block cheeses. You can cut through a nice big block of cheese, and these little divots here just help release it. So that way your cheese isn't just like solid stuck to the side of the blade. I did appreciate having a knife like this, even in the cheaper version of knives that I was using. But as far when I put this in my hand, it just feels, I mean, it feels wonderful. I mean, yeah, this is great. You know, I feel like if I should go start cutting stuff and like, wow, that is a really sharp blade. Holy cow, that is awesome. And then we have the regular chef's knife. This is probably one of the most common used knives in a knife block. It's beautiful. It says, there's a little warning on there, important hand wash only, no dishwasher, wipe dry after use to avoid rust. So it has this little warning label on there. That's something I'm gonna have to remove as well. Now, the important thing is never just toss knives into your sink. Don't treat your knives, even if they're inexpensive, just don't toss them in the sink. Don't just toss them in the dishwasher with a bunch of random stuff, even when you're drying them. I mean, knives really don't require a lot of cleaning. Let's get everything out of the box before we go too much further. And then I believe the remainder of the box is just this other box, which should contain the knife block. All right. And that is everything. Now, even this box right here is nice and professional looking. It's got a really beautiful logo. It's all clean white. I mean, it looks like they took great care of taking care of even the inner packaging before they shipped it. That's usually a pretty good sign of a quality company. Okay, I got some bubble wrap right off the bat. First impressions are always good. You guys need to scoot that way. Okay. Take this bubble wrap off. Whoa, okay. That is pretty. Holy, yes, look at that. My goodness. That is a gorgeous knife block. And look at that nice logo right there. That'll look great sitting on your kitchen sink, right next to it or somewhere close to your stove. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Get this all put together. Now, these knives did come pretty clean, but still they had a little bit of packing residue on there, so I'm definitely gonna take my time, work carefully with these knives as they are razor sharp. We got these all nice and cleaned up. They're ready to go on the knife block, and I'm super excited to give these things a try. Let's find something to cut up. Try this one out first with the orange. Wow. Okay. Let's see what I can do with that. That is precision right there, buddy. Holy moly. Now this is cutting with little to no effort. Like, it's just doing what it's supposed to do. Little sawing back and forth motion. Look how thin that cut. That's like almost paper thin right there. That's amazing. I mean, check that out. That came out looking relatively awesome with like next to no effort. You want to clean it up. Not bad. Not a bad knife. Now, I know I got all these fantastic knives to play with. They all cut equally as sharp. The ones I'm really concerned with are these steak knives here. I wanted to see how well this will work, especially for dinner time. I have an Alaska reindeer sausage here. I do like to do... Oh, wow. That's way easier than using my other knives. Now, when I do Alaska reindeer sausage, I just barely score it a little bit. And since this cooks up really quickly, and I can have this back out here in front of the camera in just a few moments, we're going to use this one for example. But then I just do a simple crosshatch, real light strokes, and the knife does the work. All you got to do is apply very minimal pressure and just push slightly. That's how a knife should go through things. You shouldn't have to push down and do a whole lot of sawing. That's one reason why I bought these knives in the first place. We're going to put this in the air fryer, and approximately 5 minutes later, we're going to have it back out here. Okay, guys, our reindeer sausage is done. But now the problem I have when I cut anything that has, you know, an outside skin is quite often it tears, and I really don't like the tearing part. So let's see if I get that problem here. Not even a little bit. That cut pretty amazingly. Okay. So far, so good. I'm really happy with this. Little to no effort. Just push a little bit and slide. Push and then slide back, and it just cuts right through. Does exactly what I ask it to. So let's try another knife and see what I can get out of it. Let's see, the utility knife is right here. So this is just a basic utility knife, similar to the steak knife. And I do have half an onion here. That was just obviously neglected by somebody that left it here. We're gonna cut this up and see how this works. There we go. Now I can cut this up for somebody later. Wow, that cut a little too easy. This is fun. This thing cuts really, really nice. Now we got some almost diced up onions for somebody that might want them. Don't mind my lack of culinary skills. I am not an expert at knife cutting at all. Now, something I did want to try with my new knife set is a steak. And what a great way to test out a new knife set than with a really nice, lovely steak. A little bit of garlic salt. Pop it in the air fryer, 400 degrees, 10 minutes on each side. Oh, I got distracted, silly dang phone device thing. I got a ribeye steak sitting over here in the air fryer. We got to get this thing out, and I need to try to cut it up with what I have. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. Get the juices on the plate. Fork. Aha! Silly me, I was getting ready to get up and get a knife because I'm used to the knives being way over there. But we have a whole brand new set of knives right here. And the steak knives was exactly what I was looking for. I like to be able to slice through my meat, not saw through my meat. And that was the whole point of purchasing these. Now, I probably should wait for these meat here to sit for a little while, but I am anxious because I'm really excited to see how this works. Oh my goodness, that is like the most satisfying feeling in the world right there. Goodness, that is beautiful. Wow. Normally I would not slice the entire steak up like this, but for today's demonstration purposes only, that's all I'm doing. Oh, I cooked that a little bit too long, but it is super juicy and moist and tender, regardless of it being slightly overdone. Goodness, is that all the way through? Oh, that was all the way through already. Very lovely. I feel like I made an extremely good purchase. I spent only about $109 on these knives because I had a very great discount from Amazon Prime. Thank you very much. And they sent these knives in record time. I live in Alaska, guys, and I got these within like 3 or 4 days of ordering it. And that's a rare thing up here, even in Alaska. Most of the time, anything I order on Amazon can take a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Around the holidays, that's normal. But throughout the regular business year, yeah, that seems a little ridiculous at times. But it is just part of living up here. High quality. Give them a try. And if you don't know anything about the carnivore diet or my weight loss journey, definitely subscribe to the channel. Check out my weight loss journey. I've lost a ton of weight simply by eating steaks and other random meat products and animal-based products. I do add a little bit of vegetable once in a while, but really I'm just pretty much 90% meats and fats all the time, 10% love my life. And I hope to see you in the next one.